What's up, everyone, and welcome to ClearTalk. We are again not at the fire pit because it's just too damn hot over there. In yesterday's video, we talked about the Tate brothers and their arrest, and I expressed my opinion about all of that. And you know, my concerns about the administration possibly, blocking the extradition or something. I mean, I didn't know exactly, what would happen. But today in this video, we're going to be talking about what I'm seeing on the right in the response, okay? Because a little bit ago, I was watching Nick Fuentes's reaction, a video of him talking about the whole situation. And as we know, Nick Fuentes here lately has completely turned on Trump. But understand that somebody like that turning on Trump, that it's because they find Trump not being extreme enough to the right. They are mad at Trump for not being more right wing, for not being the extreme right, to be, or in their opinion, protecting the extreme right. It might be more accurate. So we're going to talk about this, and it's real quick, okay? So thank you very much for joining me. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to check out more from the channel, please do so. There's links in the description to this channel and all the other channels that I do on YouTube. Please check all of them out. If you like what you see, consider subscribing, like, share, comment, all that good stuff. All of that helps out tremendously. Don't worry about notification bells if you don't want to. Just subscribe. That would be amazing. Again, all that's free for you and helps out tremendously. If you want to go further, there's Patreon there. $2 a month to support any of the channels that you would like to help grow those channels, help grow Patreon, help grow JMD Nation, and contribute how you would like to that growth. That would be amazing. Also, there's a link for the merchandise there. I have merch for every single channel, so check that out. And if you're a Patreon member, you get a discount on that merchandise. Anyways, either way, thank you very much for your support, and any support you give is very much appreciated, and I thank you very much. And if you're returning, you're freaking amazing, okay? You are the absolute shit, and I'm so happy that you keep coming back, because you're what makes JMD Nation. Alright, so, again, I guess, like I said, I watched this video Nick Fuentes was talking, and he is complaining and angry with the Trump administration for apparently Trump coming out and stating, or at least there's some leaning to the idea that he is not going to interfere with the extradition, that he's not going to interfere. And then Mark Rubio has come out basically acting like he didn't know much about the case, and that he was going to let it work itself out in the court, and then, whatever that came of that, then he would do what he needed to do, or make a decision on what he was going to do. They were kind of playing it out, okay? That's what it looks like to me. Probably because, in fact, again, these are charges from the UK. There's not a whole lot they can do, although outside of literally denying it, so, basically allowing him to just have safe haven here from the UK, which again would go against our sort of, interdealings with the UK and extraditional processes, back and forth with our allies. It would be it would be a major problem for the administration to do so. So I'm not completely surprised by their reaction, but Nick Fuentes, and what would actually be like, what I would be more interested in is what they do after the fact. And what they attempt to do, what kind of persuasion they attempt to make on the UK as far as going easy and leniency. That would probably be more in line of what they would do. But nevertheless, Nick Fuentes is complaining that, and defending the Tate brothers, that they, how dare we allow, or, for them to be extradited. And arguing that this is the Trump administration not protecting him. He's mad at Trump administration for not protecting the far right. That, look at what when Democrats were in charge, when Biden was in charge, he protected his son. Like, that was the only thing he threw up on Biden. He gave him a pardon. Okay. And so Biden protects his people, but Trump isn't protecting his people. Look, Charlie Kirk was assassinated under Trump. Look, Alex Jones and all the shit that's happened to him under Trump. Look at the Andrew Tates and Tristan Tates of the world being extradited. Look, he's not protecting the right wing, the far right, and their, criminal and absurd lying and this, conditionary things that happen when you, just lie and make up shit. Or you are flat out criminal, when you are racist and a bigot and a womanizer and abuser. Oh my gosh, Trump is not protecting you, because Trump is protecting himself, and that's what he's too busy doing, because he's fucking guilty of all this shit himself, and he's too busy protecting himself to protect your ass. And you're surprised by this. He's too busy protecting his Epstein class buddies, all his rich oligarchs and fanboys and protectors, and that's who he's protecting. Oh, and he's protecting all the, Jan Sixers that, helped vote him into office. Surprise, he's not protecting your influencing dog shit ass. Because, again, he's too worried about protecting himself. It's absolutely crazy that the far right, these, complete dirtbag assholes on the far right, the misogynistics, the just, again, womanizers, abusers, manly man masculinity, over masculine bullshit, that they're surprised that they're not being protected. They expected the almighty strong Trump to protect them. This is the far right. This is the far right. Again, why would you feel the need if you were in the up and up, and there was nothing wrong with your ideology, there was nothing wrong with your opinion, there's nothing wrong with your mentality of how the world should work, of how men should be, how women should be, how the society should be, how family dynamics should be, or how job opportunity dynamics should be, how races should be accepted or not accepted, or conditioned to society, the whims of society and class and everything. Like, if you did not see a problem with all of that, then why would you need protecting from Trump? Why would you need an administration in there that would quite literally protect you from legal problems? I mean, what are we talking about here? This is the far right. They know how horrible of people they are. They know how much society distastes of them, and yet that's the only reason why they love and put Trump in office, because they knew Trump was like them. Or at least they thought Trump was like them enough that Trump would protect them. It's amazing. It's amazing how this shit comes out now, when Trump is, I don't know how they didn't expect Trump would be more concerned with protecting himself, that he would not give a fuck about them. Again, though, it doesn't mean that they're not going to do things behind the scenes to try to protect as much as they possibly can. Trump, as a matter of fact, I wouldn't even go as far as to say Trump had anything to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. Charlie Kirk had to do with Charlie Kirk's assassination. Charlie Kirk, in the way he was, the race baiting, his mentality around how men and women and that dynamic, what should happen, his issues again around race and all this kind of stuff. His angering a lot of society, and the way and how he was influencing him, very much like the Tate brothers, although in a different way. but not in the same way, but in the way of just influencing young people to think in a certain way. That it, quite frankly, is destructive. It's destructive and demeaning to society. That's what got Charlie Kirk assassinated. Let's be honest here. Of course, that's if you think that he was assassinated just by a random person that was angry at him. If there's a more deep state thought behind it, then he was a useful idiot. But nevertheless, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate, the Tate brothers, they are guilty of their own crimes. They are guilty of their own crimes. They decided to live the life that they have lived. They have decided to not only live that life, but be completely open and brazen and public about said life, thinking that they were untouchable. The narcissism of them is unbelievable, and they thought that they were completely untouchable, immune to any kind of legal ramifications. And well, they are seeing a little differently right now. That's just all this is. That's all this is. And no, Trump is more concerned about protecting himself, because he has backed himself into so many fucking corners at this point in his administration, between war, human death around immigration, and abuse and everything that's happened around immigration, to just you name it. Everything this administration has done is caused a complete backlash and hatred for this administration from anybody that's not MAGA. Quite frankly, that's the only support he has anymore. About 25-30% maybe of the population. I'm not even sure it's that much now. And yes, you have CNN out there reporting how when it comes to the Republicans and his base, he is like the highest rated, 83% approval or whatever, at this point in his administration, compared to even Obama or Bush or whatever during their time and their, support in their administrations. It's because MAGA is fucking morons. That's why. Simply put it, they're morons. They're idiots. They're ignorant. Or they're just as fucking evil. One or the other. But they're despicable human beings, regardless. That have either just straight up evil and hope for protection, much like the Nick Fuentes's and the Andrew Tates and all of them of society. They're hoping for protection from them whenever they decide to do a crime or something. And they hope that they're protected, or they are complete useful idiots that have no brain and no cognitive ability to reason reality from the fiction that Trump is feeding them, regurgitating to them on live social. That's the case. That is all it is. But with the rest of the country, and quite frankly, the rest of the world, okay, is it unbelievable that the only people in society, the only people even when it comes to international prospects, that actually support Trump and this administration, actually support this man that's in office, are some of the worst people in the world, most scum, hatred, evil, murderous type of people in the world. The types that he's having to pardon and protect constantly from criminal acts, from prison sentences. Is it not surprising? Is it not surprising? This is the only people that actually like Trump, that actually support and protect him and defend him. Outside of the useful idiots. So I find it absolutely hilarious. Actually, I find it pathetic that you have, again, ones like Nick Fuentes out there talking and complaining about the Trump administration for not protecting his people. Motherfucker, he's been throwing everybody under the bus. If you are against him, he throws you under the bus, calls you a rhino, or he completely, criminalizes you, okay? If you're on the right, if you were once a defender of him or whatever, if you call yourself a Republican or a conservative or whatever, but yet you go against him in any way, he throws you into the bus. But you're surprised also that when people commit crimes very much like he does, and is a little hesitant to try to protect them because he's too busy trying to protect himself. And it would look a little sussy to protect somebody like the Tate brothers and all of the blatant evidence. I mean, there's more blatant evidence against them than Trump. It is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, again, Trump is a useful idiot, but he's not a complete moron. And not only that, but he has people around him that is protecting him that are also not complete morons. Okay, they're evil, vindictive, horrible people, but they're not morons. They can see the writing on the wall. They can see what is, politically, beneficial for them and what's not. So it's absolutely ridiculous. The ignorance of people like this, the ignorance of the far right, thinking that this was going to work their way. And again, I'm not even saying that it won't, because again, there's very likelihood that maybe not openly and blatantly do they protect them, but under the surface, behind closed doors, they're very likely to work in every possible way to get, protect them as much as they possibly can. It's just, but of course, the Nick Fuentes of the world are just they're just clickbaiting and he's trying to stay relevant. But there's a deeper sentiment. There's a deeper sentiment to people who think like Fuentes that is concerning. Okay, that this is the type of people that protect and defend Trump. These are the type of people that think Trump is useful for them. And it's just, I just find that interesting. Why would these type of people find Trump and this administration useful for them? Think about that. Anyways, let me know what you think, and I don't know. It's absolutely crazy. This world can. The more and more I dive into politics, the more and more I dive into all the different sectors and people and mentality around who defends who, why people are what they are, or why they claim to be of a party or not of a party, and all it's like, it is absolutely crazy. Just like we're going to talk about the whole in another video about the DSA of the Democratic Party and people in the Democratic Party leaving the Democratic Party over it. The administration pushing so hard against trying to plaster the DSA as the Democratic Party because they think it's beneficial for them as Republicans and and would help win elections. We're going to talk about that in another video as well. It's just crazy to me. So thank you very much for joining me. Let me know what you think, and until next time, peace. Clear Talk, I'm out.